How's it going, everybody? Dark Side Junkie here, Reaver,
and Sojex.
This is our Dark Side Gaming Podcast number 12, September 11th. Apparently I didn't do proper setup.
Yeah, we still don't know what we're doing.
Yep, still don't know what I'm doing. We gotta get this out of here. What we've been playing. Get that done. Alright. And then down here. Alright, there we go. I can see the taco hate is growing in you. Good, good. There you are. Let's see. We'll be talking about it, John. Alright, so as usual, loving the fact that we actually have an audience right off the get-go. Yep. Thank you guys so much. We got all the love from us. Or hate, or how?
Well, we don't have those tacos, so I'll let you know. Basket.
So,
and King, I really was like literally as that your message came in, I was literally standing up, and I'm like, damn it, I don't want to stand. So,
but no, you guys have all our love. I love having the support from you guys for having you all like show up as we're getting ready and setting up. It's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Alright, so let's get into it. What have we been playing? Sojex, kick it off.
Man, this last week was rough for me in terms of school. We had that Monday off, but I just had a hell of a time getting focused, getting my mojo back, getting my good rhythm, like I used to have in the summer, where I do school and then study and then, But anyway, my balance has been off, so this last week was really crunch time for, it's backwards, so they really...
No.
Yeah.
But it says bah humbug.
It's not Christmas yet.
Doesn't matter. This is from last year.
So the last week was majority cramming for me. I have a ginormous test tomorrow at 7:15 in the morning. So I don't feel prepared, but we'll be all right. We'll figure it out one way or the other. Worst case scenario, I'll fail the class, right? So
that's nice. Proper Sith don't fail.
That's true.
We overcome and take it over and then reteach it.
Probably. But mostly it's been World of Warcraft. Although I am very proud. I found a nice little gem yesterday at my place of employment. And I don't know if many of you follow Nintendo much, but they put a whole bunch of games lately on their Nintendo Selects. And one of them was Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, which was personally one of my favorites. Of course, Ocarina of Time is still better, so calm down. But Wind Waker, I loved it. It was the first game I had on the GameCube, and I played the living shit out of it. So anyway, I picked it up for Wii U.
Fucking basket.
So anyway, but I found one that doesn't have the new Nintendo Selects box art where it's all red and nasty. It's the original golden shiny artwork. So I was really, really happy to be able to get it. But short of that, it's been World of Warcraft. We had some new stuff going on. I finally hit 110 with my Demon Hunter, and then unfortunately we started doing some research and found out that Demon Hunters are kind of the bottom of the barrel for preferred tanking for raids, which is my end goal. Now, I do want to keep leveling them because for PvP, I feel like we're really nasty because of all my sustain. But
I don't think it's your sustain and your mobility.
The mobility, I'm impossible to track. And then when they're running, I just love when they're running away from me. I have a stun that has a 20-yard range. So they're running away from me, and they're like, yeah, I'm getting away. No, you're not. So anyway,
King Return. Did you want to tell him again?
No. No, I was while you were gone briefly, I was complaining that I was literally standing up out of my seat to adjust myself, as you said.
All rise.
All rise. So, thanks. But yeah, Demon Hunter, I'm going to keep leveling because it's really fun to play. Just the mobility is insane. I love being able to jump off of stuff and not care. And but I am now leveling along with you a warrior. I'm going to do Prot Warrior. While it's very, very vanilla in the sense of what it is, a Prot Warrior, kind of the OG.
But I don't think warriors have ever been on top, like really on top.
No, I don't think they have either. But
and this is the time, like Prot Warrior and Prot Paladin. So it's all Prot,
right? So it's all. I mean, and it's great. You know, they get to they're the epitome of a tank. So they should be.
They should be up there. They should never have been bottom of the barrel.
I will say though, I have, even though it's a goblin that I'm playing in, so it's literally the smallest guy you can play, short of a gnome. I feel very hulky when playing the goblin, when playing the warrior specifically. I feel really hulky, just the way all the attacks work, the like arrogance of it. Like, I feel this has really helped me embrace my arrogance.
You should have been a blood elf.
I might
They're
eventually,
the epitome of arrogance.
I might eventually like really think about it and use one of my budgets 1 month to
just
pay for a race
them.
change. Pay for a race change. And I named him Sojex, so I'm really regretting. I'm like, fuck, I'm never a goblin. I'm always a blood elf. So,
yeah. It's cool. We'll do that.
But we might do that one of these days. But so yeah, it's just been mainly WoW and studies for me, and completely unrelated. For Pokemon TCG, as you guys all know, blah blah blah, 20th anniversary, all the special cards you can get this year. I did pick up that Elite Trainer box.
Did you?
Yeah, I traded in some stuff. Kind of pushed some pennies around and made it happen. And I finally got the Charizard I was missing. It's not the super.
So how many cards are you missing now?
I'm only missing 13 cards from the set.
13, that's it.
All together, yeah. I'm missing just 13 cards, and of course, they're all the ones that are really hard to find and really expensive. So, there's 3 more pin boxes I'll be picking up for the rest of the year, one for each month. So, hopefully luck is with me, and I'll get them in those 3 boxes, but probably not. But yeah, that's been what I've been doing this last week. And
as many of you have known, that you have been watching me.
I do agree. Sorry, Basket of Pups. The initial story is a lot of fun. I hate the fact that it's literally 100 quests. We're going through, and you get all the little achievements. All 50 quests completed. I had over 100 quests completed in that initial story. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's aggravating that it takes so long, but it is really well. Along with the Worgen storyline, the initial Worgen storyline is really fun. The Pandaren storyline is okay. It's good. But Worgen and Goblin, yeah, they have really fun storylines. I wish they had done, when Cataclysm happened, that's kind of what I was expecting to see a lot more with the classes, or with the races, that their initial storyline got significantly changed. And we didn't get that, but, Goblin, Worgen, and Pandas give us that, so it's kind of cool. But, sorry, continue.
So, for me, as many of you guys have noticed, I started playing WoW again. After 6+ years.
No.
Yes. We are coming into 2017. We're right around the corner. When did Cataclysm come out? Cataclysm came out, I believe, 6 years ago. WoW Cataclysm. Here we go. 2010. 6 years.
Jesus.
And I stopped playing before Cataclysm came out. So they came out on my birthday. December 7th.
1941.
No, you're funny.
A date that will live in infamy.
No. So, yeah, I started playing. So many changes. Many changes.
So, it's fantastic. Actually, I saw this really cool video. One of the, little people who just do blurbs all day, like BuzzFeed or somebody, or IGN, somebody did a little comparison of initial graphics and running how vanilla ran and how it looks now, and it is day and night.
It is day and night.
So different, but it's are you having fun?
I'm having fun.
Cool.
I am having fun.
So now what I know, but just for sake of conversation, so what choices have you made as far as your classes of what's going on?
So I was gonna go Discipline Priest. Because the concept sounded really great.
I'm so upset that it's not.
But it's super bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Doing damage to heal sounded really cool. it's just not enough. If there's no one to attack, your healing is significantly reduced.
I did notice that in the couple of dungeons that we ran, because he made a Goblin Priest and my Goblin Warrior, and then American Infidel made a Goblin Mage.
Yeah, just running around the group of gobbies.
Little gobbies running around. And we were going through, and in one of the dungeons, whenever there was a lot of stuff, a lot of damage coming at me fast, you kind of struggled to keep it alive.
I couldn't heal everyone. And, like, I only have a few healing abilities. I don't have very many group heals.
I think that's some of the issue that I was having with Shaman. And now I know Shaman's a lot more top tier, but when American and myself were running, and I was using the Shaman, that's kind of some of the weird things of the changes, that until you get sometimes one ability is what makes everything else synergize perfectly.
Yeah.
And for Shamans, I think Healing Rain is their AoE.
Yep,
that's
AoE.
what makes it happen. You drop that Healing Rain, drop your totem, and then just chain heal all day, and then spot heal when it gets a little crazy.
Your Riptides and
Tidal Wave. I don't have Tidal Wave yet. I think I'll get that at 54 or something. But I do have my Shaman at 49, so I'm going to be leveling him up too. But I'm going to focus on my Prot Warrior.
You're going to focus on your tanks?
He's 40. I'm going to focus on my tanks. You focus on your heals, and American is always a focus on his DPS.
I think if I ever come across a little bit of extra money, like if I ever go to like a penny slots, throw a penny in, pull it, and I come out with $60, I think I might throw it on a boost for a Shaman. I really want to play a Shaman as well.
They're a ton of fun. I have on the Ishira server, I have a level 91 or 92 Draenei Shaman. I always really liked playing him. And
Alliance. Look, we lost the viewer.
Somebody just
left. We lost the viewer. You said Alliance.
It was because why was it? Oh, because at that time, nobody that I knew in real life wanted to play, and it was just going to be me and my wife, and she didn't want to play any of the ugly races, so we went over to Alliance. And I wasn't upset about it because I wanted to play my dwarfs.
We could have played Blood Elf. They're not ugly. She said blood. She said eel.
I said no. We wanted to play some of the other ones, and I think that might have been part of my decision too, because we had only played Horde, and it is a significantly different story. As much as I don't like the Alliance, it is an interesting story.
Yeah, no, like seriously, like
the Alliance are dicks.
The Alliance are fucking assholes. God, they're fucking dicks. It makes the Horde look like the good guys.
I mean,
they're like,
okay,
I'm
not gonna say no. Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! But I think most people know about it.
Yep, blame me, sure.
Love you, huh? In the opening cinematics for Legion, where Sylvanas pulls out with Vol'jin,
I was so.
But you gotta look at the true tactical value of her retreat. The Alliance, of course, was extra pissed. Oh, he left us holding the bag, and the Legion was coming down on us. You know,
she had to keep the Horde together.
She kind of got to keep the Horde together. If Vol'jin died on the battlefield, I mean, shit. And then now the fact that she's War Chief, I gotta get one of those shirts that says "Save the Queen" and it has Sylvanas. I've loved Sylvanas since the beginning.
Oh yeah, he gets his computer tomorrow.
So he's gonna be playing. You gonna be playing with us, King?
King, I got a Discord up, ready to go for you, brother.
Get on Tichondrius, man.
Get on Tichondrius, and we'll play together, brother.
We'll re-roll. What tank do I have left?
Shit, no. He'll have a fucking 100 boost. He can just straight up join us.
I'm so against using the 100 boost, though. At level 1. I know you used it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But waiting till 60, because it literally just takes you 2-3 days of solid play. 2-3 days. And you get to 60, pick 2 professions so you can make some good money, or at least work to. Now, I fucked up because I used it on my Tauren Paladin on the other server, and yes. Lost my train of thought.
Oh yeah, he's gonna play Star Wars Old Republic and WoW. Me and Doom are only playing until we finish the stories, and then we're probably putting SWTOR down until the next expansion has significant content, right. And then we'll go back and play through that, and then we'll put it down again. Yeah. That's because I'm not interested in playing that endgame at all, especially two like hardcore MMOs. I'm not.
It's too much time. But anyway, I remember what I was trying to say is with the professions. On my Paladin, I picked blacksmithing and engineering, and that was a mistake. I should have picked one and gone with the mining. My thought process was, ill-informed, but I thought I was going to be able to grab each one, hunt around for the recipe that I needed to make the badass mounts, because each one of them has a couple of... well, the engineer has the most mounts, but the... and then Joel Crafters... I think Joel Craft actually might have more mounts because of the color variations. But anyway, so yeah, if you got 100 boosts to use and you want to use it, go for it. I'm going to have tanking covered. You're going to have healing covered, so we would have a 4-man party with just one pleb that we'll be pulling, so it wouldn't be too bad
instant queues, King. Oh, instant. Instant dungeon queues, yeah, brother.
It's immediate, so it's dope. We have no issue with it. Like, it's great.
So, I mean, that's... to be honest. Here's the thing, though. Because you have the WoW token, if you can make a decent amount of money, a gold in game, you can effectively never have to pay for your sub.
I typically generally would agree with that.
There shall be only one tank. He's gonna fight you.
Alright.
Let's make sure I have a tank all times I play. That's what that means.
That is true. Is King on more often when you're on?
I'm not sure.
That's some of the disadvantages that I have because I do keep a strict kind of sleep schedule. I'm up by 5 every day, 5:30, 6.
I think because he's going to do his prop pally, you're going to be doing... I'll sell myself. So, yeah.
Well, you know what? I have never been able to sit back and be DPS. I'm not mad.
You get to go Arms Warrior, which is number 1 DPS right now.
If we keep leveling those, but if we re-roll with him and
who are you going to grab now?
I'll grab a Hunter.
What?
I'm going to grab a Hunter.
Yeah, you said you wanted... He's East Coast.
Yeah. That's fine. You don't need...
All my viewers, East Coast.
Yeah.
I guess Twitch is the East Coast thing, more so than West Coast. I don't know. I think a good 80 to 90% of my viewers are all East Coast, and almost all of them are in Florida, including Doom.
I knew he's from Florida. Yeah. But that's kind of what we've been doing.
Speaking of Doom, we actually did a 7.5-hour stream.
Basket is Chicago.
Okay, it's Chicago. Yeah, Midwest, so not East Coast. So Friday night, me and Doom did a 7.5-hour stream of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Cool. We got through all the Hutt Cartel, and we finished up the Shadows of Revan Prelude. Nice. That's all up on King. Yeah. And then we stopped right on the new planet Rishi, and that's all up on YouTube, on the YouTube channel if you guys want to catch. So let's hop right on over into our
first topic,
which is...
So, this person isn't with us today, but shout out to Sympatical Squirrel. Because he said he had a girlfriend. So,
yeah.
Or, I guess we assume he... I'm sorry.
Oh my god, assuming genders.
But thanks to Sympatical Squirrel, gave us the idea to do top 5 JRPGs. So that's kind of what we did. So we kind of mulled it over a few days, and it's a little bit harder than I think we initially thought, because there's a lot of really good JRPGs out there. Obviously, I mean, it's I think they dominated a lot. I think a little bit now they kind of fall off a little bit. I think the expectations are really high with a lot of the games that come out, like Final Fantasy 13, and how the expectation gets put way up here, and then it just always kind of No Man's Skies it a little bit. So, so I am calling it from now on.
It's living on forever now.
No Man's Skied it. Yep.
No Man's Skied it. The hype and then the letdown.
Yep. So, go ahead and start us off.
I'll go ahead and start us off. So I ordered mine from number 5 to number 1.
I'm out of coffee.
Oh no, that's horrible. I numbered mine from number 5 to number 1. These are my top 5.
Nice, King.
Sojex could not number his. He could not. He couldn't order them in any way. These are just his pure top 5.
I mean, and we'll go over them. But the biggest reason I couldn't number them is just that they're all fantastic to me. For some of them, completely different reasons. So it's really hard. It's like picking your favorite stripper.
I fucking hate you. The hate is flowing. Why? Have you ever had baklava?
Yes.
Oh my god.
My wife's grandmother makes baklava.
He's having baklava and coffee. I fucking hate you, Basket. I hate you.
Slice of baklava and some coffee.
Fucking dick. The hate is flowing. Alright, so let's go. Number 5 for me, Breath of Fire 3. This was my first true
PS1?
JRPG. PlayStation 1. Yep.
Jeez.
So quick blurb about it. magic, cat people, gargoyle people, and dragons. I mean, come on.
It's Jewish or Russian of some sort. I'm not 100% sure. Go ahead. Or German. Maybe it's German.
No. It's all wrong.
Polish?
Middle East.
No, it's not Middle Eastern.
I want to say. Oh my God, Israeli?
No, it's not Middle Eastern.
Or is it Turkish?
No, it's none of those. I know it's a European of some sort.
Baklava?
Yes.
Alright. Anyways, let me get back on. So this game had it all. Slowly unlocking your latent dragon powers, doing fusions, and trying out different party compositions was awesome. This was the RPG that made me love RPGs. The one thing that I hate is that fucking desert level where you had to follow like the North Star, and there's a fake North Star, and like as you go you could get completely lost. Like there's plenty of people that like just put the game down at that point. They couldn't find their way out.
Like, I don't know.
Just go to the wiki.
Okay, now I've seen 3 different origins for it already. It's going to be one of those pastries.
Would Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories be a JRPG?
Anything Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be.
PS1?
Yeah. It'd be Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I mean, it's Japanese inherently, then it's a trading card game. So, I'd say... Actually, I don't know, because there's no really role-playing elements to it. You don't level up, you don't... the only thing you do is get more cards. Ottoman Empire, but I've also seen some things that say Greek origins.
So Turkish. I was right. I said Turkish.
Ottoman Empire is not Turkish. It's more Central Asia sort of area. But anyway, it's one of those ones that,
comes from many different places.
Yeah, it's a bastardized thing.
So now we're going to go to yours?
I'm just going to start at the top of my list here, just because I said no particular order for me. But Disgaea 5. It is a newer JRPG, so I think it didn't get a whole hell of a lot of marketing when it came out. It's a Disgaea series. It's by Atlas, so it kind of gets, I don't want to say ignored in the West, but it definitely kind of flies under the radar. And it's a tactical RPG setting, for those of you not familiar with it. Super JRPG in the sense of how things are said, the way the characters talk to each other, the problems that they deal with. But it is really interesting because you play as a titular hero. I guess no, not titular hero because his name's not named after him. But the guy in the middle right there is who you play as, and he's this demon dude who, as you go along, you find out more about him. So I won't ruin too many story elements because this is a newer game. And there's a big huge baddie trying to destroy the entireness of existence, and you go on, you have beef with him, and you guys kind of had like the same mentor, and it's this whole giant thing. And as you go through different worlds, you're collecting more allies, and it's that classic sort of style that Disgaea does, where there's no level cap in the sense that you can get to the max level, which is 9,999, and then reincarnate back to level 1. You keep your stats and you keep going, so you can just keep going and going to the point where you're doing billions of damage per just regular hit, and the game kind of scales with you. So there's a lot to the game. There was decent DLC for it, and actually we'll talk about season passes in a little while. And this is one of the ones actually about the season pass, and I was kind of about it. But but that'd be my first one I'd start with, Disgaea 5.
And I did like Disgaea 5 too. It's just there's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it. It's one of those you spend about a day learning.
You gotta learn the system. There's a lot of little intricacies to it, like the fact that you can stack your dudes on top of each other in a tower attack.
Yeah,
and that's like the cheapest way of leveling people up.
And you can go into your weapons into like an item world and level up your weapons.
Yeah, you can actually go into your weapon, like physically get magically transported into your weapon and fight monsters that live inside your weapon, and
to power up your weapon.
That process, you power up your weapon to make it stronger, but
it's even a lot of intricacies.
Yeah, it's super fun and very challenging at times when you let it be, because you can definitely just drop it down into super dumb easy mode and just kind of fly through it, but it can be really challenging when you let it become that challenge. And a lot of classes, tons of classes that are different enough from each other that it becomes very difficult when you go into some of the fights, because you can only bring, I think the max you can ever bring is like 10 people with you into a fight, which is still a lot to micromanage, but 10 people, but there's way more than 10 classes, so you got to deal with all those and how all that kind of plays with each other. But it's a ton of fun.
My number 4 is Secrets of Mana. Now, I didn't play this when it came out. I played this after I played Breath of Fire.
Okay.
Because I heard about it and I wanted to play other JRPGs. So, Secrets of Mana is a video game about an amnesiac forest sprites, giant chickens, and superpowered swords. Alright? It's also a killer adventure, taking the player through all sorts of fantastical locales and hulking bosses. Some of the backtracking can get a little irritating, but overall, this is one of the best action RPGs out there. Nice. It is just amazing.
Was this also PS1?
This was, no, Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, nice.
Fucking, we went back. We went back farther than your oldest game on your list.
Yeah.
And so your number 4?
My number 4 is actually it got a little bit of a story to it. It's Kingdom Hearts, and we put the images of the first one up there. That's kind of where it all started. And I actually have to profusely thank. I have to profusely thank my wife for it, because back when we were first dating, I had heard about the game, sure, and I'd never really given it much thought. It was Disney characters by Square Enix, and I was like, this sounds stupid, I'm not going to play this. But I finally played one day because I was at her house, there's a PS2, and hey, we're hanging out, let's try this game out. I tried it, I didn't put it down for weeks, and it was a ton of fun, and we were really...
That's all wrong.
Yeah, that's all messed up. None? Wow. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to try out there. So anyway, we started playing it, and then I played it, and then I played Reach Hand of Memories, but I didn't play the Game Boy Advance version. It's how it actually first came out. It was a 2D side-by-side card battling game, but it wasn't like a TCG in the sense. It was very, very weird. But I played the PS2 remake of it, which was a ton of fun. It played like the regular ones, but your attacks were dictated by the cards that you drew of a deck that you built. It's a little weird gameplay style, but it was a ton of fun. The story was great. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, you met the Nobodies, which were these versions of people that were created from when their hearts got taken from their body. So, like I said, it sounds really weird unless you played the games before, but the first guy you play as in the second one, his name is Roxas, and the guy you play in the first one, his name's Sora. Roxas's name is the same as Sora's, but with an X put in it, and the numbers kind of the letters rejumbled to make sense. And that's where I get Sojex from. My real name is Jose, and that's where I get Sojex from. I threw an X, and I literally spent like a week just sitting there playing with the letter combinations until I landed on something I really liked.
Shit! So, the origin of Sojex, right here. You heard it first.
That's where I got Sojex from, and it was cool because I googled the name. Nothing came up for it. No one's ever, brand new. My original name, I love it, and that's where I got it from. Was from. Sorry,
your network is being stupid. Maybe they think I'm using it. It's okay, King. You just missed the origin of Sojex's name.
It's cool.
That's all. You just missed it.
You can rewind. So yeah, that's why Kingdom Hearts is on there, and of course we've been waiting for like 10 fucking years now for Kingdom Hearts 3, and. See, watch, look what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing?
What?
Not holding my breath. So, we'll get, they're doing re-releases of HD remakes and all that. But yeah, so Kingdom Hearts is up there. I love the game. That's why it's hard to put any of these in any particular order, because Kingdom Hearts is super fun. So, you're number 3.
I'm actually... just realized you didn't put a single Pokemon game on here.
No, because that's like number 0. That's before anything else.
That's before anything else?
Yeah,
it's a given.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me was Pokemon Soul Silver.
Now Soul Silver specifically, not the original.
No, Soul Silver. So now I started with Red and Blue, but Soul Silver was the one that got me hooked. I don't know. There's something about it that just struck that chord in me that said, this will be a franchise that doesn't stop. I don't know. It was Soul Silver that did that for me, not the first ones. Yeah. And then, well, turned out I was right. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I didn't see it in the first ones. I played them. I remember them. I loved them. That's all I played.
You were also a little bit older when they first came out, and not even ripping on you for this time for real. Because when they came out, I was 8. When they came out in the U.S. So they were literally my first games. They were literally the first game. But by the time you've played them, you already played other games before. So you're like, oh, this is cool. All right. And you enjoyed them.
Cool. I liked it. Yeah. I was like, cool, I get to collect monsters, and then I can have them fight, and I can level them up, and they get stronger, and I can evolve them. Like, that was really cool. And I liked it. But I don't know. It was Soul Silver, and then, like, they added more. Yeah. They kept the originals.
Yep.
So, like, your whole Pokédex was expanding. It was just getting huge.
What? Hold on. This is... Somebody stole my fucking name.
Oh, no.
Oops, I typed it
wrong. So I don't know, it was just Soject.com.
Son of a bitch, it's real!
You hover over, it'll say, Soject.com.
It's some fucking Korean website. The fuck?
Well, your name?
Oh no, buy this domain. It's not owned.
Oh, it's not owned. It's not buy this domain.
You can buy this domain. I'm about to buy this domain.
Well, no, it's owned by Megazone Corporation in Korea, and you can buy the domain from them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you could, bro. Start up your own website.
Soject shows all.
Oh God, no. So Soul Silver, what that was for me, and then the Pokewalker. Oh God, man, yeah. I was like Tamagotchi to the max.
Dude, I don't know, because like Pokemon is infamous for this. They give you some badass feature in a game, and Soul Silver had two incredible ones: the Pokewalker and the fact that this Pokemon followed you around in the game.
Yeah,
that's the coolest fucking thing ever. One of my favorite Pokemon is Sizzler.
And I think this was the one where you could call trainers too, right? And like they call you back, and then you can be like, "Hey, I want to battle again."
Yeah,
and you're like,
"Yes." They're like, "Hey, well, this is where the whole."
I don't know, it went from.
Well, this is where the Joey meme started. The Joey the Rattata trainer meme started because he would call you and he randomly be like, "Yo, man, I was with my Rattata and I killed another Rattata. Man, my Rattata's buff. It's like in the top percentage." That's where
top 1%.
That's where it all started. Was with Joey calling you and bugging you. You'd be in the middle of a fucking Elite Four. Shut up, Joey. Yes, your Rattata's great. I'll destroy it in a minute. Just wait. Damn it, Joey, fucker.
It was just Soul Silver because it was the next one that came out, and then it was just. Well, I mean Yellow, but we're not counting Yellow.
Well, Yellow was cool. I mean, in the great sense where it was a cash grab at the anime. It was anime got crazy popular. Yeah, Joey is a fucker. Ash got crazy popular, so in Yellow you kind of played Ash. Well, the great thing about it, of course, Yellow was, I'm sure everybody knows, you could get all the starters naturally through the game, which is really cool. But yeah, no, Soul Silver really put it on the map. I'll agree. After that is when I started seeing the big, huge resurgence of it again. And I think a lot of it is because at this point they had already remade Red and Blue, but Red and Green into Fire Red Leaf Green for Game Boy Advance. But I think even then, because earlier your generation, my generation, I mean, we're technically the same generation, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's that few year difference of when it came out of those people. And for a while, for my generation, it was, embarrassing to like Pokemon. I never gave a shit.
I never
because I never cared.
I've always been that kind of person though. I give two shits what you think about what I do. If it makes me happy, I care less. I'm not one of those people that go, "Oh no, you're pissing me." No, I care less.
Dude. Really? Maybe you said the wrong thing to the person or something. That'd be interesting. I'll look that up. But once they remade Soul Silver, and because it was so cool, and because of the Pokewalker, and I don't know if specifically because of the Pokewalker, but that's when it kind of started. Oh yeah, you're right. But I ain't got that kind of moolah. But
yeah, we're all strapped for cash.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I said, I traded in a bunch of shit to get my fucking Pokemon cards.
Like I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to afford Battlefield, but yeah.
Because it's based on how much Pikachu likes you. That Bulbasaur comes with you.
So you let Pikachu die a lot, apparently.
Fuck. But anyway, when Soul Silver got remade, those people who really played the hell out of it, who were my age group, that's when they started buying it, and you see people coming in, just all sorts of people coming and buying it, and it became less of a stigma and more of a badge of honor. Yeah. And now, of course, Pokemon Go, everyone and their mom's a Pokemon fan, so literally everyone and their mom, my roommate and her mom went Pokemon hunting, and so I mean that's cool.
It is cool. I mean,
whatever.
Everyone wants that to happen with their favorite franchise. Like it branch out and everyone likes it, and everyone wants it to be huge and big.
Yeah, but when they go, Pikachu's my favorite Digimon.
Oh no, this lady.
Oh my god, Green Lantern's my favorite. What? What'd she say? My favorite?
No, she didn't say Green Lantern's my favorite Pokemon. She just said, "Oh, cool tattoo." I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks." She's like, "I like Pokemon too."
Oh right. Why'd you let your Pikachu die so much, King? Jesus.
I know, this guy. Anyways,
so
on to you.
So for me, this one also merits a little bit of explanation with it. Persona 4 I chose because I feel it really refined what Persona 3 bought. Persona 3 though was the first one I played, and it's a Shin Megami Tensei series, and I feel this is the most J of JRPGs on any of our lists, just because it is that full immersion of role-playing down to the sense of where you're deciding what to do with your mornings, your afternoons. Did you study for class? Because you play a high schooler. In most of the games, you play a high schooler, and in 3 specifically, you play a high schooler, and you're new to the town and all that kind of stuff, and you go into the school, and every day you're doing different things. You can decide what teams to join. Are you going to join the fencing team, the soccer team, what have you? And depending on what team you join, it makes certain stats better. You can join all the teams, but then you got to balance. Because you were in a sports team in high school, that takes up a lot of your time. Imagine if you were in 2 that are all going at the same time. And as every day goes by, in the evening, you can choose whether to study, play video games, hang out with your friends, go to the mall, whatever you want to do. And then, like the next day, my favorite thing that would happen is that I would study. I'd go to school the next day, and then the professor asks a question to the class. And only if you study do you have legitimate answer choices. If not, it gives you bogus answer choices. So you're correct or you're incorrect.
That game sounds too educational for me. I wasn't a fan about school.
And that's just the really immersive role-playing part of it. The action part of it was super freaking cool. A lot like Pokemon in the sense where there's all these demons that you go out and you tame them, you collect them, you fuse them together, you do all sorts of... It's really out there in what you can do with the battling sense of it. And there's all the different types, all the rock, paper, scissors stuff to deal with the types, and lots of big baddies going on. In Persona 3, between midnight and 1 a.m., there was actually a shadow hour that didn't exist. There's actually 25 hours in the day. But that 1 hour, the entire world would freeze. Not in like freezing cold, but would stop. And all the demons would come out and do all sorts of shenanigans. And you're out during that hour. And because you're part of this elite sort of group of people, you're part of this club that this is what they do. They go out during that hour and kill bad
Sounds
shit.
very anime.
Super anime. Super anime.
I might like it. It's fun.
And then Persona 4 Golden is actually the Vita version of Persona 4.
Okay.
Full exact game. Now, they remade Persona 3 for PSP, and I hated that port. Because in Persona 3, you would wander the halls. You could walk through the halls, find the classroom, and then in Persona 3, the PSP version, they made it playable. They made it so you could play as a girl.
Why didn't we talk about Persona 3 for bad ports?
I didn't think of it. Well, we know because we're talking about bad ports for PC.
PC, that's right.
One of the really cool things is that it allowed you to play as a girl, and everything changed when you played as a girl. All the dialogues are different, and they actually got a whole voice actress for it, and everything. It was cool. But instead of wandering the halls, it was just you click, you go here, and you just see the static picture, the static like screenshot. Oh, I'm here. Next screenshot. Like, I feel like they got lazy with that. But Persona 4 Golden really refined everything that Persona 3 did correctly, everything that Persona 4 did correctly, because it was on PS2. And actually, I think we have Persona 5 coming out this year. It's this year or early next year.
For Vita?
Persona for PS4.
Oh, actually for the console.
Yeah.
Persona there hasn't been a Persona for the console in a while, has there?
No, Persona 4 was last. Actually, PlayStation 3 never got a Persona.
So it was just Persona 3 for PS2, right?
PS3 and 4 are both PS2. PS3 never got one. Oh, fuck. Is this coming out next week?
Are you serious? What's the date?
September 15th.
Yep, next week.
Son of a bitch. I'm going to have to go sell something.
you're...
I don't got time for it right now. If I bought that, it'd be fucking game over. Might as well just drop all my classes. I can't do that right now.
Well, you can buy it and I'll let you know how it is. Let me borrow your Vita. Or no, you're... Oh, sorry, the PS4, that's right. For me, number 2, Final Fantasy 9. Now, Final Fantasy 8 is like my all-time favorite.
Not 7?
No, fuck 7.
Damn.
Wait, what comes out? Persona 5.
Yeah, Persona 5.
So, my number 2 is Final Fantasy 9. Like I was saying, I really liked 8. 8 was my all-time favorite, not 7. Everyone's favorite 7. Yeah, mine was Squall. Squall and
He's
Zane.
in Kingdom Hearts.
And is he?
Yeah, but he goes by Leon.
You sure?
Yep, 100% sure with the gunblade and all that. Yep, it's him.
Okay.
And the girl.
I always forget her fucking name. Anyway,
8,
loved it. 9 is awesome. It was smart. It was clever. It was remarkably well written.
That's where he played as Zidane, I think, right?
Zidane, yeah. The ninth Final Fantasy is a Shakespearean romp with more humor than you might expect from a game about a thief in love with a princess.
Aladdin?
The random encounter rate is way too high, but just about everything else makes up for that. The one thing I really was upset about when 9 came out was that it didn't have the same summoning system that 8 did, which I really loved from 8. But 9, I don't know, the story, just everything really hit me. It's the one I'm more nostalgic about. Like 8, I played it before and I played it a bunch of times and I was like, all right, I don't ever have to go back and play it. 9, I kind of always want to go back and play.
Nice.
And so for you,
my next one is also a Final Fantasy, but for me it's Tactics Advance. This one was not a remake. It was its original own standalone game, and the concept was amazing. So right off the get-go, you play as your character, you name him whatever the hell you want. He's a little blonde kid, and new, like classic story, like in so many JRPGs, new to the school, making friends, and the game starts off with a snowball fight.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it starts off with a snowball fight with you and a bunch of people, and there's one dick in the class puts a rock in a snowball and throws it at you and hits you right in the fucking head and you bleed and all kinds of shit and everybody gets pissed off. And
to explain Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, it's a top-down turn-based JRPG.
Yes.
And it's a tactical game, so you have squares, you move your squares,
just like
and then you take your turn, and then you move on to the next person, and you have a squad that can do stuff.
Move around, yeah.
And you move around.
Deep class system.
Think like chess on crack.
Super crack. But so anyway, it starts off that way, and then you make a couple of friends who kind of stand up for you and everything. And you go home with them, and everyone's hanging out, whatever. You have a little brother who's wheelchair bound.
Yes.
And I don't remember his name. God,
I don't remember
10 years since I played this game.
Yeah,
but the little brother, anyway, he has this book called Final Fantasy, or he has a book, and you play this game called Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy exists within Final Fantasy. Yes. So you're playing that game.
It's like playing D&D, but playing in D&D.
Yeah, like if your characters, like if you've played a D&D game where your characters were playing a D&D game.
Yes.
So, but your little brother has this book, and he opens it up, and then lights and all kinds of crazy shit happens. Next thing you know, you wake up in the middle of a field, not naked and afraid. However, you were afraid and clothed. You get found by a Moogle named Mont Blanc, whatever, French. And and he's this little Moogle, and you look at him, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You're lost as hell, you're confused as shit. Anyway, you're going along, and you see these other races, you see the Bonga, you see the Viera.
Oh, yeah, the Bonga.
He goes, oh, wait, dude, this is just like in the video game I play. And so then it goes on, and you know, like always, big baddie going on, and it's up to you and your best friends to go and beat the shit out of everything and kill him. But it's really cool because it does this constant flashback between the real world and the fantasy world that he's in, and how some of the fantasy elements that he sees are just manifestations of what's going on in his real life.
Yep.
Like I think his father is this like badass judge who's employed by the evil person, and he has to do bad things because the bad person tells him to. It's this whole redemption story, but the class system is what's fantastic.
The job system.
So many great races to choose from. So many great ones that you get: the time wizards, the jugglers, and a lot of the
engineers, the gunners.
A lot of the classes were based or restricted to races.
Yes.
Which was really cool, because the Viera were my favorite, because they're the ones who got this really badass ninja sort of class, where they're just sneaking around, walking around, just beating the shit out of everything. But there's a lot of magic, a lot of healing. For a long time, Final Fantasy Tactics, Pokemon, and a couple other small games were like all I owned. So I played. I mean, I played that game so many times. But I think I feel how you feel about 9. I loved it. I had my fun with it. I would play a remake. If they ever did a remake, I'd play it, but I would never go back and play this one specifically again. But it was super fucking awesome. I'd love to play it again. Kind of brought forward to because there's so many great tactics games now.
Yes.
And it is aged. I think it has aged well, but they'd have to, if they HD it and maybe add some stuff to it, it'd be cool. So down to your number one.
My number one, Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Line, another tactics game. Me and Sojix are massive fans of tactical RPGs.
Give me a challenge, man.
We like the tactical aspect because you got to think. You got okay. I got a position here. You always need to think multiple moves ahead.
Oh yeah, just like in chess.
If you play the game reactionary, especially War of the Lions, you will lose.
Interestingly, I'm terrible at chess. I'm great at tactics games. I have never beat my wife in chess.
Yeah, you cannot play War of the Lions reactionary. You have to be thinking ahead. Like, all right, if I go here, this is the comp he has. Okay, he's probably going to do this. And I used to be able to call out what the computer was doing.
Oh yeah. Well, that story in tactics though, and War of the Lions was one of the best stories.
So the core tactical gameplay is the real gem for this game. Yeah. Its quality still shines 9 to 10 years after its first release.
I would replay.
Yeah. It's grinding, demanding gameplay that presumes a level of dedication and competence that many modern games don't. And it's all the better for it. The job system was outstanding. Once again, I think they improved upon Tactics Advance.
Yeah.
And this is the tactics game that I hold all other tactical games to. Nice. Like, this is the one. Because the gameplay itself was just solid. It was pure solid. And then the story itself was really
there was great. Really nothing wrong with this
game.
There
was nothing wrong. And I love the job system. All right, get a level here, and then you can switch them over here and do this. And then you had to, like, get these 2 jobs to a certain level, and then you can, become this job. So you're constantly switching your party comp around.
Damn, I kind of want to play that now.
It's on your phone. It's iOS and Android, and it's also available on tablet. You can play this on your tablet.
I sold my tablet.
Oh, did you?
I haven't turned it on.
Like I use mine every day.
My phone's almost the size of a tablet, so I don't need a tablet.
I don't know. I can go get my tablet.
I don't know. I looked at. I found it because I was trying to find something else. I was like, oh, I forgot I had this. I never fucking use it, so I sold it.
Gotcha. But yeah, so War of the Lions, my all-time favorite. It was amazing. I loved every minute of it. And the funny thing is, I never owned it. He did. I borrowed his PSP, and I didn't give it back to him for a long time.
For months.
I played.
Holy crap! It is on here. It's $13.99. You guys can't see that. Yeah, but
you tried.
Not showing up well, but it's on Android. $13.99. Not bad. I'd pay that.
It's a fun game. I'm actually thinking about $2.
The Months of the Rebellion.
Look, it still looks great.
Delita.
It doesn't look bad in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You can use chocobos in this one.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
Amazing. So
the summons were great. The art was fantastic.
Yep. The artwork still held up.
Oh, this is the one where you started off as a Dark Knight too.
Yes.
That's.
And the cutscenes were all
add to my wish list.
Were like done with colored pencils.
Yeah, it was that like hand drawn pencil art.
Yes, it was amazing. I fucking loved it. It holds up today still, in my opinion.
I agree 100%.
It's still great. All right, you're number one. One that no one knows.
Okay, well, remember, it's not the number one. It's not in any order.
Oh, yeah.
This one, everyone's going to be like, what fucking game is that? Baden Kaitos.
Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean.
That's the full title.
All right.
This game is not going to win any award by anyone ever. As a matter of fact, I'm fairly sure that this is the only time this game's ever been on a list. Period. This game is garbage. However, this game was... so I grew up very, very poor. As many of us
is nostalgia factor.
This is 100% nostalgia factor. The story was solid. The story was interesting. It was this whole weird thing. Cities in the Clouds is like where everybody lived. You had like these weird wings. One of them was demonic. The other one was angelic. It's this really weird combat system to where it's once again card based, kind of like Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, but like you didn't play the characters. You played this force that was like controlling them. It was weird. It was very weird. But it was
it was a God and Satan because of different wings and like pulling in different directions.
It was a GameCube exclusive, and there was actually also one that came out before it called Baden Kaitos Origins that kind of gives you a little bit more explanation of the story of the main guy. But a really weird combat system. But the only reason it's on my top for JRPGs is because I don't remember the exact year. I want to say 2002-ish. Doesn't matter. My family and I were on our way. We were literally just like driving out of the state to go to Mexico, and we had to stop for whatever X reason at a Sears, of all places. I think my uncle had to get a power tool or something. And And anyway, long story short, I saw this game and I begged and cried and pleaded. I must have been like 10 or 12 at the time, something like that, to my grandma. And then and my family, face is what you gotta save face. And because there was other members of our family there, she couldn't tell me no. So she bought the game for me. She hella didn't want to. She beat my ass for it later. But I had the game and I played it and I opened it. So of course when we went to try to return it, when we came back to the States like 3 months later, like no, we're not going to return it. Plus I played the shit out of it by then. But it was one of the only games I had for a long time. I think I had that, Metroid Prime, Zelda, and like Smash Bros. Around GameCube. But anyway, I played the hell out of it. It was a ton of fun to play. The story was really wonky. The gameplay was really weird. But Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean. But I think it is one that it doesn't hold well. I was gonna lie.
You're gonna lie.
I was gonna lie. I was like, maybe I played it. No, I'll never play this again. But Baten Kaitos, just to kind of throw a random one out there. But of course, this was difficult to narrow down to 5 that we want to call our favorites from the hundreds that are out there. There's so many that are.
Yeah, there's so many I wanted to throw on this list, and I had to just
because for me, I could easily just do. I could probably try to narrow down my top 5 Pokemon games.
Yeah,
because there's so many of them. There's this. I remember there's this Digimon game on the PS1 that I used to like to play. I don't know if you remember Monster Rancher on the PS1. You used to be able to put in a music CD, and depending on the genre of the music that you put in, it would. Hello there, Game Tease. Welcome.
The guy on the left looks like Silent Bob.
Yep.
Game Tease, you're not the first person to say that.
No, I'm kind of just going with it now.
He's been called Aquaman because of the long hair.
It was a combination of long hair and long beard, and then I shaved.
Yeah, and now you're Silent Bob.
Now I'm Silent Bob.
He's been getting called all kinds of things.
Hey girl, you ever had your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat? It's probably one of my best lines.
Your favorite lines?
Yeah.
Your favorite lines?
Yep. Clerks. I think that one was from Clerks.
Yeah, Clerks 1 or 2.
Clerks 1 or 2, and then Dogma is probably one of my favorite James Silent Bob movies. I love Dogma. It's the best.
All right.
But anyway.
Moving on. All about that season pass.
I fucking hate season passes.
All right. So, Clerks 1 epic. Yes, very much so.
One of the best cult classics out there.
One of the best, yeah, for comedies. For
comedies. Correct.
All right. So, yeah, Clerks 1 still, yeah. It's hard to top an epic like that.
Yeah.
Timmy Raines.
Chasing Amy.
Magnum opus. Yes. All right. So, how to do it right, in my opinion, was Witcher 3. Obviously, the 16 free DLCs that you got weren't part of the season pass. Everyone got them.
Right.
Which is always a good thing to do. You're giving your consumers extras.
Yeah.
But the 2 expansions that you did pay for the season pass added a significant chunk of gameplay and story to everything. Huge. It wasn't just like, here's this 1 hour thing we're charging you $10 for.
I haven't gotten far enough into... Hey, what's going on, Mojo? Mojo Hippie.
Mojo, what's going on, buddy? Shout out.
Dude, that's some taco emoji, dude.
I know, dude. All that cheese. What's up with everyone with tacos? Is it Taco Sunday, dude?
We would be honored if you would join
Game Tease.
Appreciate the follow.
Thank you for following, man, and welcome to the dark side.
Tacos, man. I was talking about tacos yesterday. Oh, no, I wasn't with you. I was with American. I told American, I'm like, dude, I want some tacos. And he's like, because we don't live that far from each other.
The fuck is up with tacos?
Tacos are delicious. What's wrong with tacos?
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with tacos. Just everyone's talking about tacos now. Taco.
I love tacos.
Oh, my God.
And that's funny. This morning, I told my wife, babe, I think we should make tacos. I was thinking about getting some, I actually like making ground turkey. I usually don't like turkey over beef. As far as, like the ground stuff.
Yeah.
But with tacos, I feel that actually you could, with the other stuff that you put in there.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Kind of helps bring it all back. And a little bit less grease, too.
The fuck is he saying?
I don't know. That's not
It was in the political news, so there's been a focus. Tacos?
Tacos are in the political news? I don't know.
I don't even fucking want to know.
So, season passes. So, the 16 free DLCs. I was talking, so I've played Witcher 3. I keep trying to get into it, and then I keep getting distracted by something else. Because
it's a very long and big game and involved.
It's very long, very involved, and then you get in, and one thing that annoyed me, but I think about it now, and I kind of enjoy how do I want to say it? the encouragement to keep getting better.
Yeah, he did it. Yes, I was wondering if
Yes.
I did it on purpose to see if anyone would finish it. Game tease, you get props.
Good job.
You got the props.
I'm proud of you. But so you'd get, especially just in White Orchard, right? The first little town you go into, there's a level 30-something quest.
So you gotta leave,
and I went to go try to do it, and I got fucking murdered, and I was like, oh, fuck this game, it seems too hard. So, but anyway, I was talking with a customer, and he's like, yeah, each DLC kind of could damn near stand on its own, sort of thing. It could damn near have been like, had it been some cheaper piece of shit company, they could have easily just like been like, oh, here's another episode, give us another $40 for this one DLC. But no, you're right. I think I am very inclined to agree that The Witcher probably had one of the best season passes that we've seen so far.
Cool cats for game tease.
Cool cats.
You get the cool cats, bro. I do too, but I don't like talking about them on my gaming stuff.
Yeah.
And so I kind of keep it within like
actually, my family. I despise politics.
I hate despise. I love talking about it.
Yeah.
All right. So how to do it wrong? Gearbox for Borderlands 2, in my opinion. Borderlands 2 had...
I love the game.
Game was great. I like the game.
That's awesome, game tease.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah. Nice.
I love Borderlands 2. One of the best couch co-ops. One of the best co-op games, period. But nickel and dime hell is what it is.
Knights of Lotus Tactics Ogre. Anyone play it? No, haven't.
I've heard of it. I believe it was a PSP game?
I'm not sure.
I know Tactics Ogre.
Tactics Ogre, that sounds familiar.
One of the Tactics Ogres was on PSP. I'm not sure which one.
Okay, so Season Pass for Borderlands contained 4 expansions, and as a thank you, they added the Ultimate Vault Hunters Upgrade Pack, which increased your level, capped by 5 levels, and all that. But everything after that was not included. The skins, the Ultimate Vault Hunter Upgrade Pack number 2, $5, wasn't included. The Creature Slaughterdome, $5. Headhunter 1 through 5 DLC was $3 each, $15. And the Psycho Pack, $10. And the Necromancer Pack, if you didn't pre-order the game, was another $10. So all told, game on launch with Season Pass plus all content, $145. Was ridiculous. And I'm voting for Barber. In the meantime, I'm playing Still Fall 3.
There you go. Game Boy Advance was an awesome system. So yeah,
I forgot to add the Necromancer here, so
$145 to get the full game experience, so to speak.
And if you didn't count the skins, well, it's their cosmetic. But here's where we were talking just before we started the podcast was, if you pay for a season pass, what should you get? Chat, I'd love to know what you guys think. If you pay for a season pass, should you get just the core content, or should you get everything DLC wise coming out for that year for season, right? The season. So
well, and then it comes to the very ambiguous term. How do you define season? We probably will eventually get the mini Nintendo. It's not on our priority list just because it'd be difficult to even stream it or do.
No, it's gonna issue mine, so we can do it. I can do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta get game capture.
Everything. So King of Madness kind of agrees with our thought process. Should get everything with the season pass, and that's kind of how we feel. In my opinion, I think there's certain exceptions, certain cosmetic things that don't add to the gameplay.
So content. Don't add to the actual content.
Don't add to the true content of the game. That don't continue the story. I can bitterly, reluctantly agree. Fine, that doesn't have to be in the season pass. However, there should be situations where, like in Borderlands case,
well, hold on.
Okay. There was an assload of the helmets and skins that you could get. So maybe some of them should have been some exclusive ones that are for the season pass that you can only get if you get the season pass. Like, I'm okay with exclusivized content.
It has to do with game content, and I think I should have it with the season pass.
Right, but if it's cosmetic, just like, an extra hat or a new hairstyle or something, that's kind of whatever.
This is important news. All right, thanks, man. Guarantees.
So it's but on one hand, yes, it should be everything that you make. But then I think a season pass and then them committing, kind of like what Fallout did. With Fallout 4, they committed, hey, you're buying the season pass, or you're going to get all the content we make, and they stuck with it. They stuck by their word. They did raise the price.
Thanks for the hosting, Game Tease.
Appreciate it. They stayed with their word, but then they increased the price of it. I think it was like in March, because I don't know why. Because they decided, hey, we're going to add more content than initially anticipated. Fallout, yeah. Or we're gonna, or they felt that season pass was worth more.
I don't think it was.
You don't think it was worth $60?
I didn't put it on here.
Or $50.
I didn't have time. I don't think it was worth $50. I think it was worth where they had it originally priced.
The $30.
And the reason why we got, what were the small DLCs? We had the Wasteland Workshop.
The Vault-Tec Survival.
And then there was one more.
And
the third one.
God damn it, what was it called?
All right, Game Tease. Have a good night, man, or nap, or whatever you're doing, brother.
Let me look them up real quick.
So you had those 3 really small ones. I count those as like not much. Everything that they did.
Well, each one of those was costed $10 each.
See, they should have been way less, in my opinion. And here's the reason why. Those were all things that people could have done with mods. And that did with mods.
They had done with mods.
They literally charged us $10 for a mod.
Okay, Automatron was an actual story one. So
yes,
that's one.
Automatron was a story. It was a
Wasteland Workshop was just a content adding.
Yeah, for
non-story related.
Non-story related.
So that's one that was $10. Far Harbor was a huge one.
Yep.
Far Harbor was a huge actual story. Contraptions, that's the one. Contraptions Workshop.
Contraptions, Wasteland Workshop, and Vault-Tec Workshop. Yeah. So those 3 were non-content adding, in my opinion. Yeah. They added to settlement, but these were things that were already being done or had been done going home from work. All right, King.
See you later.
Those 3 things were things that either could have been done or had already been done with mods.
True. And then
did not need to pay for them. And then, but I mean, yes, I mean, it's great that the console people got them, but charge just the console people for.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, we had Nuka World, Automatron, and Far Harbor. Yep. So we had 3 actual big pieces. Yeah. $10 a pop. I can see $30 right there.
Yeah, but Far Harbor and
okay, but do you can monetarily can you compare Far Harbor $10 to Wasteland Workshop $10?
No.
Okay.
And in all honesty, like if I hadn't got the say the season pass wasn't a thing, and you had to buy each one individually.
Bought Automatron.
I would have bought Automatron. I probably would have bought Far Harbor and Nuka World. And I probably would have bought Vault-Tec because I have always wanted to make a vault.
Yeah.
But the other ones, I don't know that I can't say that I full-heartedly would have bought them.
I can tell you right now I would never bought them.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the difference. See, I played it on console. You played it on PC, so yeah, you could, in theory, have access to all those things, if not better. Probably better.
Better.
But, and 3 because it's $10 a pop.
I can see that.
Yeah. So it's that inherent value. Now, here's the terrible thing is that unfortunately now I don't see season passes going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh no, they're not. They're here to stay.
Yeah.
And the reason why, too many people buy them.
Too many people buy them.
Places like GameStop push them to the max.
Down your throat.
Go to a GameStop on a launch day, on a day that a game comes out, a big game, and see how hard you get hassled to buy.
If I'm the one working, not at all.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey,
when I was working there,
I'll be like, hey, there's a season pass. It gives you this and that. You want it? All right. Cool.
I'd let you know one time, and that was it.
Yeah,
if you said no or not today or whatever, I was like, all right, whatever. Here you go.
Bam, bam. But then there's the ones. So one of the articles I was reading when we were doing kind of research on this was talking about the yearly installment games. So your Maddens, your NBAs, your Call of Duties, your Assassin's Creeds, who then give you a season pass. Who
$50?
Who $50 typically for Call of Duty specifically?
Yeah, and
even Battlefield. Now with Battlefield though, we'll get there. But first, Call of Duty. The Call of Duty that you were buying today, for example's sake, is going to be obsolete in a year.
Yep.
The season pass you're buying doesn't even give you all the content out, and before the next one's already announced.
Perfect example. Black Ops 3 right now. They're only dropping the third one. You get 4.
The third one's coming out like this month, I think.
September. And freaking November is when week of November is when Infinite Warfare comes out.
Yep.
And they still have one more DLC pack to do.
To be fair, there
What
is
the fuck?
even within the Call of Duty community, there's the people who staunchly will play the Black Ops series and the ones who will play the Modern Warfare series or Infinite or Advanced or whatever Warfare series who go, oh, I only play Black Ops or I only play this other one. So for them, and there might be a little bit more value for it because you're going to play those map packs and everything for an extra year. But then what sucks is, like, say you want to casually play Call of Duty. You know, like I have it on PS4. Sometimes I like to pop it in and shoot it up a little bit.
Any of your friends have DLC.
You can't play. You can play with them, and then
they can't play the content they bought.
They're all restricted to just playing on those original maps.
So either your friends all buy the DLC or none of you buy them.
Yeah. So it really sucks in that aspect. Now, Battlefield is not innocent of it either. They also do season passes. They're going to be a season pass.
They're more guilty, in my opinion.
I think they're less.
Here's why I say they're more guilty. They're premium. They don't even call it season pass anymore. It's Battlefield Premium.
Right.
You pay for that, you get your DLC 2 weeks early.
Right.
I can play half a month before you do.
Okay.
Before anyone else. That's so fucking bogus.
I disagree. I think that's a good incentive to have a season pass. I'm gonna get to play because think about it, super competitive style, right? You get to explore those maps. You and all the other season pass holders get to explore those maps and master them 2 weeks earlier than everybody else. That's their thank you for you buying their season pass. You get it early.
Fuck that, dude. I don't like it.
Here's why I think they also are a little bit better in their practice because Battlefield is not as much a yearly installment as Call of Duty is. Because the last one we got was Battlefield 4, but that was 2013.
13 and 14.
We had Hardline and it was complete garbage. And then
garbage.
We had no Battlefield release in 15, did we?
There
was no Battlefront.
But
that's not Battlefield.
But it wasn't the same studio.
No. So we had Hardline, which was garbage. Nobody played it. Eat a microphone. Wow. Oh, all right then.
All right, Mojo.
Cool. I have no idea.
We're lost for words.
I feel like I just flipped to a brand new channel.
I think I did too.
So in my opinion, Battlefield does a little bit better. I think the 2 week early access is kind of cool. I like the bragging rights. We have the season pass, because me and my group of buddies, we all paid the extra money to have the season pass, and we got access to all this stuff a little earlier. I think that's kind of cool. But
I'll tell you right now, there's no way. I'm looking at being able to buy. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get Battlefield.
I'm not going to be able to get it anytime soon. And
get the season pass. Like I don't even know when I'm going to be able to afford the first one.
In this particular case, you're just bitter because you're not going to be able to get it.
Well, even then, you're still asking for what? 60 by $110? Plus tax if you pick it up in store.
Right. Which is stupid. I think it's just charge tax online. I don't know why you have to not pay sales tax.
Because sales tax is different for every state, so
they just take your zip code and charge you the tax in your zip code.
Digital goods shouldn't have tax.
They should. It's a good that's being exchanged, but that's politics.
Yeah.
I like I said, I think you're just bitter because you're not going to be able to get it all day one. I think if you were getting it all day one, you wouldn't feel the same. Because we got premium for Battlefield 4 and we never had a problem with it back then. And when you get premium, I don't know if this time they're going to do what were they called, the battle chests?
They're still doing the battle packs.
And then when you had premium, you got a whole bunch of them. A preloader up front instead of having to wait for them, or you got a bunch of extra ones or something along those lines. Yeah, I know. I know. It's technically politics when you start talking about tax rates, what they should and shouldn't be. I feel everything should be taxed, and there shouldn't be a loophole for not paying sales tax. But, that's neither here nor there.
We're already taxed to death. There's no need for it. But
anyway. So, but yeah, you are asking customers to fork over a whole bunch more content on... Now, here's the other thing, too. I wonder how much... are they legally, in any way, shape, or form, obligated to finish out season passes and give you everything that you kind of quote-unquote committed to giving your customer by selling them a season pass?
You should know what all content should be in that season pass.
Yeah.
It should not be a mystery, a la Batman.
Batman did do the mystery.
Batman Arkham Knight. There should not, and that's the other thing. If you're selling a season pass and you haven't even started work on it, like, we don't know what it is. We don't know what it's going to be. We'll let you know after we know how many season passes we sold.
No, I mean, yeah, that's
like you're selling me. Once again, you're selling me a promise,
right? And
promises are usually broken.
Very easily. Season passes, I think they have their place, but it really sucks because it falls a lot along with the lines of the whole pre-ordering, people counting their chickens before they hatch. Tax my toilet. Kind of counting your chickens before they hatch, sort of thing. Yeah, and it puts a lot of money into their pockets.
Yeah, that's a Kickstarter, not a season pass.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
it's probably a very, very accurate way of stating it.
And like Batman Arkham Knight Mystery DLC, they didn't know what they were going to make. They knew they were going to make a piece of DLC. They didn't know what it was, so they're like, "It's mystery. Yeah. We'll let you know."
Batman doesn't even.
And
know.
They're like, "Shit, what are we going to make?"
How much money did we get? I don't know.
Well, here's the other thing. Say you're a fly on the wall, and they're like, you're a fly on the wall before the game launches, and they're like, all right, DLC, we're gonna do 10 things for the DLC. After the game's sold, they go, you're that fly back on that wall, and they're like, you know what, fuck that, guys, we're gonna do 5, all right, and then we're just gonna say we got 5. But you knew you were gonna get 10 pieces, but now you're only getting 5. Because they didn't have time or they overspent somewhere in a budget. You just don't know. You have no idea what they actually planned on doing, but what you actually got delivered.
Was the Harley Quinn DLC a pre-order? I feel like it was a pre-order bonus on PS4.
But say you don't pre-order, a lot of people don't.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, though. See, I personally don't have an issue with, as long as it's not core content to the game, with pre-order bonuses. Like the Harley Quinn extra DLC, it's a little extra story you get to play. 9
times out of 10, say you pick up a game and they go, hey, get this weapon for this RPG. The thing's obsolete in 5 minutes. Yeah. Usually, 9 times out of 10. So it doesn't really bother me. Like, oh, I didn't get this weapon. I didn't get all the content. You really didn't miss out anything.
What does annoy me, though, is, like...
He says it was very little story.
Right.
Yeah, see, like, and then how much did they charge that afterwards? Like, that's the thing, too.
But see, and I agree. I personally do like Kickstarter too. But Kickstarter, typically, you get the full. The ones I've kind of looked into before and considered, helping out, typically give you a good rundown of what they're going to give you, and then they set the goals of, hey, we reach this amount of money, this is what we're going to be able to provide. We reach this amount of money, this is how much we can provide.
But once again, people can also take that money and run, and they have.
And the problem is that people are dicks, no matter which way you cut it. So
his Mojo literally just spit the last part of my name out. He did. He really did. He said a basketball. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Drunk typing. Nice. I personally have an issue with this. So when I do have to work, and I happen to work on a day that lands shortly after a game comes out, and I have to try to sell people season passes, I personally don't push it because I don't give a crap if my manager fires me or gets me in trouble. I don't care. This is not my career, so I don't care. But
here's my thing. You're asking your customers to fork over another $30 to $50 immediately after they just dropped $60 on your game as a glorified pre-order for DLC they have no information about. Is sheer hubris. We don't know. This puts consumers completely at the mercy of the publisher's whims because very rarely are specific plans for the content announced until shortly before they're out. Meaning consumers are essentially paying for a hope that good DLC will be coming down the road.
That's true. For Fallout, we had no idea what was coming.
We had no idea. We didn't know until they announced it, and then we got it shortly after.
Yeah, I bought it day one, too. I'm very guilty of that. But other ones do tell you. Witcher, once again, our example of how to do it right, they did tell us, hey, this one's going to be called this one's going to be called that, and here's when they're coming out. And they didn't. And then what I really respect about Witcher's way of doing that season pass, one, it wasn't crazy expensive.
No.
And two, they didn't feel rushed. They didn't just kind of shit them out one after another when they got the space to do it. It took, I think it was 6 months, 4 or 5 months after the, because I remember Witcher came out in May,
Mm-hmm. It took a while. Blood and Wine just came out, which I think was the newest one. Right, I think it was Blood and Wine. I could be completely wrong.
I'm trying to check release dates. Heart of Stone. Blood and Wine was the first one.
Okay, Heart of Stone was okay.
Yeah.
And $20 and
So
$10, so $30.
$24 for both. And see, that's a fucking fair ass price.
Mm-hmm.
Even right now,
even if you didn't purchase it, you only saved $5. So I mean,
I'm not gonna break the bank.
So it was $30 or $25 if you bought their which they didn't even call it season pass, they call it expansion pass because they actually gave you expansions.
Yeah. Anyway, over 20 hours. The second expansion itself added 20 hours. I don't know how many the first one it added.
No, I think most of us do, Mojo. I think most of us prefer to go what's going to give us the most bang for our buck.
Yeah.
So, but like, and the other thing is just, season passes. Like, what do you consider okay? And like, how many people actually do buy season passes? Apparently, a lot because they're still here.
A lot of people buy the season passes.
And with
Ubisoft, specifically Ubisoft, has lately taken to making gold editions of their games. So you pre-order the gold edition, and now that comes with the season pass, and it's usually a little bit of a savings. It's usually like $90 or $100 instead. So it saves you, $10, $15.
Basket. If you wait until November-ish, they'll do their winter sale again, and Witcher 3, I guarantee you, will be on sale for half price again.
Yeah.
A couple more months, bro.
And then always keep an eye out. GOG usually puts it on decent price. And the advantage, of course, I remember I was complaining with you about not being able to transfer it from my GOG to Steam. Well, at least on GOG, I completely own it. If GOG dies completely, I still have access.
You still have access to it. That's the great thing about
Steam's
GOG.
not always DRM free, so.
Even then, Steam is still DRM free in the fact that if you put it in offline mode and then you start up your, you still have access to everything.
Yeah.
You just can't play online, which if a game dies, you can't play it online anyways.
True.
So,
but yeah, I think it's a little. I agree. It's a little much to sometimes ask people to drop that extra amount of money. Now, be it for example, so I alluded to it earlier. Disgaea 5 had a season pass when it came out. It was also relatively inexpensive. I believe it was only $24, and it also didn't tell you everything that you got. But you got a good amount of stuff, but 90% of it was either
they added specific characters.
Yeah, they added a bunch of characters,
and then some added classes.
Yes,
I remember Celestial was one of the DLC
classes. Like a superhero one. Those weird ones, but I don't know. It's so difficult to say. Gold edition with the little miniature characters.
He's talking about special editions or like the $80 or $100 editions.
Those are cool. And I actually am re-looking at because I remember the days of my favorite collector's edition to date. There's two that I really enjoyed. This one, the first one, is fairly straightforward. God of War 3. I got my Pandora's box. The one that you open in God of War 2 or God of War 1 is super dope. Pandora's box, it slides open. I have an art book and stuff in there, and I've put a couple of my other collector's edition stuff in there.
See, I wish I had bought some of the Mass Effect collector's editions.
None of them were great.
No?
Mass Effect 1 didn't have one. Mass Effect 2 had the N7 edition, and it just kind of had that was 3, and it had an art book, but it didn't actually have.
They didn't have one. I thought there was one that came with a Normandy or something, or it was completely wrong.
No,
I must be thinking about something else I saw.
It might have been one of super ultra collector editions that you never see in stores sort of thing.
One of those.
But my other one was actually DC Hero or DC Universe.
They had it made.
I still have it.
Batman.
My Batman statue.
Bug Nasty has one.
I still have.
He's got the one with Wonder Woman and Batman fighting. There's a statue.
Wonder Woman and Batman fighting.
Yeah.
Must be Injustice then.
Injustice.
Must be Injustice. Yeah.
Sorry, that one's amazing looking.
That one's really cool. But yeah, I have my badass Batman statue, and he's standing off of a gargoyle or something, and he's just in his the gray and blue sort of outfit. But that's what I love the big statues. Give me something I can fucking look at. Give me something to stare at that I can put on my shelves. Skyrim with Alduin.
Alduin on the fucking Dragon Ball.
I couldn't afford that one back then when it came out. But for example, Legion. It's a recent collector's edition that I considered when it was coming out. I looked at the physical collector's edition. The coolest thing in there that was a physical thing that I could touch and lick
was it a cloth?
Was a mouse pad.
Yep, they always do mouse pads.
And it looks fantastic. I think it's the human dude with the Ashbringer fighting somebody.
Are you ready for this? there's places, there's tons of places online where you can go, I want a mouse pad in these dimensions with this picture.
Yeah.
And then boom, done.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
But just something from it to have something that's from the developer, you know. That just makes it slightly cooler. Fallout 3 Collector Edition that came with the lunchbox and the bobblehead.
That was awesome.
Really awesome. And then Fallout 4's Collection Edition, which is why I ended up with the PS4 version that came with my Pip-Boy.
Pip-Boy. I think that was the coolest fucking thing that they've done. Yeah. And then pair it with a free app on top of it.
Yeah.
And then they also released the specs for it so people could make it with their 3D printers at home for free.
Really?
Yep. They released the spec. They released the dimensions, the algorithm, everything that you needed to do.
Very cool.
You just download it, put it on your fucking 3D machine, and set it to go.
So, I think in the broad conversation of Season Pass, it's an evil that we gonna have to just keep dealing with, and that we just have to, because there's a problem. Like I was reading, there was this subreddit group who was doing this whole boycotting thing of a game or pre-ordering games because they ruined the industry and all that, and it got to like a whole whopping like 2,000 people, which was nice, but that's like a fraction of a percentage of gamers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Season passes have their place. I think I'd like to see a little bit more all-encompassing, and then I think price reduction. I don't think those fucking map packs for Call of Duty should be as expensive as they have been.
No, yeah. What we didn't go over was the fact that you get 3 new deals. You get 3 new maps and 2 remade maps.
Typically,
that we've already played before.
Typically, it's something along those lines. Yeah. Now, to be fair though, usually with each map pack that comes out, they also add a Three Stooges cloth mount.
And someone stole it. Oh my god! I hope they burn in hell, Mojo.
No class, for real. Fuck! I lost my train of thought.
Reused maps.
So they usually add something to whatever their extra mode is, be it zombies mode or Ghosts had the alien killing mode.
Yeah, you get like one extra thing there.
They add usually a whole extra level, but to be fair, that side of it, while it doesn't get explored, is not as popular. That side of it is fairly deep. There's a lot to it. I just never got into it because I never had enough people, and it's definitely the kind of thing where you need a few people to kind of run it with you. But
you fart.
So I did. So that's kind of where our season pass, I think, kind of ends. It's unfortunately just something we're gonna have to keep dealing with as a community. Do your homework on the season pass. Make sure it's worth it first, because it'll always be there. Now here's a thought. What if they sold you the season pass at a discount when you picked up the game, like GameStop happens to do with the guide when you pick up the game? How would you feel about that?
I still, as a consumer standpoint, if there's any mystery DLC.
Okay, no mystery DLC. You know what they're giving you. They're very specific about what you're getting and when you're getting it, or at least timetables. And it's X amount. It's $40. Let's say it's $39.99, and you pick it up with the game. They knock off 10%. $3, $4 saved.
Because what happens if half the DLC I could give 2 shits about, and the other half I really do want? I still pay less by picking up just those pieces.
It's true.
That's the thing. It's unless it's coming from someone reputable, like CD Projekt Red.
Now, would you rather? So, with some of the things, let me think of a quick example. Borderlands, right? They're 2 extra playable classes.
They're still $10 each.
They're still $10 each, and they're never included part of the season pass.
Nope.
Let's pretend for a second that they were, and that the season pass was like $10 more, right? Half price for each one or something. Would you rather they do that, or wait an extra 2 months and include some more of that stuff that was going to be in the season pass in the game?
I don't know. Maybe wait. I don't know.
Because a lot of people really start going up in arms when a game gets pushed back. But then a lot of times,
I don't care. I'd rather a game get pushed back than really broken.
For example, Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
was going to come out September, and people were like, well, or August, and no, it's not coming out August. Now it's coming out November, and they're like, well, we want to make sure it's 100% done and finished. I'm like, cool, I can't afford it right now anyway. So
you're right.
Push it back another fucking 2 months. And then I found out that 15 is going to have a season pass. So I'm looking at picking up the middle collector's edition, which is 89 or 79, one of the two.
That comes with Kingsglaive, by the way.
I know.
Talking to you about.
And then I have to look at buying the season pass, which they're going to want $30 or $40 for. So
I can't remember. I was looking at the season pass. I think it's specific stories for certain characters. I don't know if it's even going to be worth it.
Let me see.
I think there's one big one, and the other ones are all like.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I found. Here's what Final Fantasy 15 Season Pass includes. It's updated August 3rd, so could be
within a
wrong.
week. So? No.
No,
August 3rd. A month ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloom. So it hasn't been revealed how much it's going to cost, how much each DLC is going to cost individually, or even what they include. Their names allow for some educating guesses. 3 of them seem to be story episodes based on around Ignis, Gladio, and Prompto. And 3 of the game's main characters. In addition to these, there's a booster pack, a holiday pack, an expansion pack. It's unclear what they are.
See, like it looks like the expansion is going to be the nice one. The episodes are going to be like little one-off stories.
Okay, so it's $24.99 for this season pass. It comes with 6 items. So let's take this one as an example. It's coming out. So the one I'm getting is $84.99. So $84.99 plus another $25. I'm looking at $110.
$110.
And
your typical $60 plus $50 season pass.
Yeah. And I'm going to get 6 DLCs, 3 of them which they're telling me are going to have something to do with little stories with the 3 main characters. Plus a booster pack, a holiday pack, and an expansion pack, whatever those means. How do you feel about that? That a $25 season pass?
$25 and what, 30 without?
If I wanted to go to... Well, no, it doesn't say what the individual prices are. What if I did, if I wasn't picking up the deluxe, was grabbing the regular? So $59.99. So $75 or $85.
Well, that's the thing. How soon are the DLCs coming out?
Doesn't say as of right now.
I don't know. It depends. It depends on.
Well, and this was still confirmed for September 30th. So
you still don't even know what the DLC is. You just know you have a general idea, but you don't know.
General idea. I mean, but in some ways, what if they're just still kind of working on it?
Then don't sell the season pass. You don't have a finished product.
Yeah.
You're still selling a hope. All right. Well, I think that does it for our podcast.
I think so. we're agreeing to disagree on some of the stuff, but that's all right.
Yeah. Once again, it's been great having you all. Unfortunately, my wife had to go into work today, which leaves me watching the child, so I won't be playing today until later tonight, probably around 10 p.m. my time. It is 4 o'clock my time right now, so
just about.
I'll be playing later.
Hug you too.
So that'll do it for us. Do you have plans to play WoW
tonight? I don't know. Because here's that really odd balance, right? How much am I going to realistically be able to finish cramming into my fucking head?
The sponge only absorbs so much, and then it just starts spilling.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue.
Unfortunately.
I studied a good amount in the morning today, along with watching BoJack Horseman, Netflix exclusive.
BoJack.
Dude, I tried watching it before and I thought it was complete garbage. I started watching it again. It's fairly good. Very much. I think they're trying to exam. I know.
There's realistically.
I know.
In all honesty, there's only so much you can really study for, and then you do have to take a break. You have to do something that
and she agrees. She's just giving me shit. I know.
Yeah.
But no, and she typically agrees, and I think for the most part, I do an okay job of trying to balance it.
And we all know that you are a procrastinator.
I am.
But I think with
I
have not been.
I really wasn't with chemistry. I really wasn't. I hit that shit hard. Cockwell. So I've definitely, like I said, my first 2 weeks were really rough for me. I couldn't get a good focus. I was still really exhausted because that family trip, loved the family, was super cool, but that took up week and a half of the few weeks I was going to have off.
Raw memorization of facts get Anki.
What is that, like an app or something? Is that a drug? Can I snort it? I've never done it because it's really popular, right? You hear a lot about students taking Adderall and stuff like that to concentrate.
Yeah,
I'm against it all. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm like, what does it do? Does it just does it make
Adderall's prescription speed? So what it does is it gives you a boost of energy
to just stay awake.
You power through shit. You're just awake. You're like, all right.
I guess that'd be good if I had to physically do something.
You say I worked in labs. We called it the dungeon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Don't do drugs.
Hopefully we can get some more of me and Sojex playing together on stream.
I've been surprised you haven't been streaming as much WoW as the few times we've played. You've only streamed it like once or twice.
Well, because we were doing some really boring stuff, and I wasn't in a mind for streaming. Sure. So, but now I'm in the mood. I'm getting back into the swing of things.
Spaced repetition learning app. What I have been doing, there's a couple of really cool YouTube channels that are covering vast majority of that particular videos cover what I'm learning right now. So I'll mute my game. Like I'll study, take my break, mute my game, and just play that on a loop in the background while I'm grinding or whatever on WoW or whatever I'm doing.
Speaking of WoW, I just unlocked a new area, and I'm going to where Sylvanas is.
Stormheim.
That's
why I went over there first. Because I was like, Sylvanas needs me. Let's go.
Yeah, I read it too, and I was like, I only went to the other one because that's where America told me to go. Yeah. And I was reading, and I was like, Sylvanas, I'm gone. Yeah. And I remember you guys talking about High Mountain. I almost went there.
High Mountain
I was
dope.
reading that first, and then I started reading all of them. I was like, Sylvanas, she needs me!
Yes, I love Sylvanas.
It's like flashcards, but tracks them so it doesn't show the facts till they'd be fading from your memory, which makes it much easier to make it a really solid long-term memory.
Like my biggest issue is that I'm not by any levels like a genius or anything like that, but I was always fairly intelligent enough to where learning kind of naturally just kind of came to me. Never had to work really hard, and then these last two classes that I've taken, the hard sciences, chemistry, and then now anatomy and physiology. Next semester will be micro. I actually have to go out of my way to work hard to commit this stuff to memory to learn it, because before I just kind of coast by, listen to the lecture, and absorbs enough to where I get my A on the test and move on.
Basket, you can go ahead and put the actual link in chat. Like I let people put links.
For what classes? It's what? We went over for a second. This season pass for my classes. Yeah, sorry. Went over my head for a second there, Doom. Jerk.
There you go.
Let's see. So anyway, my thing with it is because I've kind of coasted through learning before.
You lied so hard.
If
it doesn't show you the link, I see the link. It shows it for me.
Yeah. We can see it. We just clicked it.
What does it show for you?
So I'm trying to now develop a learning method because of the baklava. Yes.
Well, we got the link. I see it.
No, we see the link. We just clicked it. So anyway, because of the said things and studying and children that need to be watched, it shows it as deleted link. No, we see it, man.
I'll look and see what Nightbot's doing. I'll fuck with that later. But it's showing for me. Like, we see the link, and I was able to click it. I went to
http://ankisrs.net/.
There you go. So it shows. I'll have subjects to check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's our show for today. I gotta go do some drugs, not do drugs, and study.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
Don't do drugs. It's funny. I was listening to
and watch my stream.
Yeah, I was listening to Eminem, one of his earlier albums, and he does a public service announcements in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
At the end, the guy talks blah blah blah. Slim Shady doesn't blah blah blah, and he goes to something at the end. He's like, "Yeah, don't do drugs." I love it. love old school Eminem. It's the best.
All right, y'all. So it's been fun. We will catch you later. I'm going to stream later tonight for sure. So anyone that wants to hang out,
don't do school.
Stay in drugs.
Unless your teacher's particularly hot, in which case,
Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah. All right, guys. Stay on the dark side.
Stay on the dark side. And we'll see you all on the dark side.
Mm-hmm.